Dash's wedding day has arrived. Rainbow Dash turns off the alarm. Rainbow Dash excitedly wakes up Sonic.
Wake up, Sonic! I can't believe it's finally here! Our wedding day!
Sonic exhaustedly wakes up. What time is it, Dash?
It's 5 in the morning. Come on, rise and shine, sleepy hedgehog.
Dash, we aren't going anywhere in the X-Tornado until the sun comes up. I'm glad you're excited for today, though. We had a pretty long night last night. Why don't you come back to bed so I can hold you?
That sounds wonderful, but I'm heading back to Ponyville now. I can fly much faster than the X-Tornado can, and it takes us brides a long time to get ready for our wedding.
Are you seriously flying back without me?
Well, that was the original plan, considering I wasn't expecting you to be here last night. Don't get me wrong, having you here last night was awesome, and I couldn't think of a better way to spend our last night together as an engaged couple than we did last night. But I really need to get going before the sun comes up, because I have a ton of stuff to do before we say our I do's.
Sonic sits up and yanks Rainbow Dash back into bed with him. Sonic wraps Rainbow Dash in his arms. Well, if you're gonna ditch me, you can at least give me a goodbye kiss. Rainbow Dash smiles and begins kissing Sonic.
As tempting as it is to stay here until sunrise with you, I can't. I told Rarity I'd be at her house by 8 a.m. I really have to get home to Ponyville, Sonic.
Sonic kisses Rainbow Dash one last time. Oh, all right. I love you, Dash. Fly home safe, baby.
I love you too, Hedgie. I'll see you at the altar.
Rainbow Dash kisses Sonic. She gets out of bed again and smiles at Sonic before leaving her classroom and the academy for the last time. Meanwhile, the Cloud Dominion. Chris is making breakfast for Rainbow Blaze. Thanks for making me breakfast. You really didn't have to go through all this trouble, Chris. It's the least I could do for the father of the bride. It was nice having your company, sir. Yeah, you're a nice kid, Chris. I'll be sure to tell Dash I received some great service while she was away. So how did you meet the Hedgehog? I saved his life from drowning in my family's swimming pool. We've been friends ever since. Well, it's a good thing Dash taught him how to swim. Watching her teach him was about one of the funniest things I've ever watched. He was so clueless and nervous. Dash was holding him up, and he was trying to swim with his blue derriere sticking up in the air. All the while, I was laughing my derriere off. I can only imagine how funny that was. Rainbow Dash enters.
Ooh, it smells good in here, Chris.
I made breakfast for your dad and I. Care to join us?
That sounds great. But unfortunately, I can't. I really need to shower and get over to Rarity's to get ready for the wedding. Hi, Dad.
Aren't you gonna give your dear old dad a hug?
I will, but after I take my shower. Me and Sonic started the honeymoon early, to say the least, last night.
Enough said. Speaking of Sonic, where's he at?
He's probably on his way home from the academy. I left early because it takes a while for us brides to get ready. Speaking of which, I really need to get a move on.
Rainbow Dash rushes upstairs to shower. It sounds like they had a great night. They always do. Honestly, I'm so happy for those two. I've never seen my daughter this happy. She really does love him. Yeah, the same goes for Sonic. I have to say you raised an amazing daughter, sir. She's really sweet, outgoing, and she's pretty too. Yeah, I put my best into that one. She's so much like her mother, and that's the best part. Like her mom, Dash is a free spirit. She's always happy, likes adventure, enjoys life, and genuinely loves helping other ponies. Soren took that all away when he broke my Rainbow Dash's heart, and I made a promise to Dash that I'd never give my permission for any pony to marry her again. Then the Hedgehog came along, and now Rainbow Dash is the happiest she's ever been. I know Sonic will love my Dash forever, and he'll never break her heart. I see a lot of me and Dash's mother in their relationship, which is why I broke my promise and gave my blessing to Sonic to marry her. Twilight's castle. Twilight is in her dress. Twilight greets Prince Shining Armor, Princess Cadance, and her niece, Princess Flurryheart. Wow, you three are early. Sorry, I hope it's not an inconvenience for you. There's something Cadance and I wanted to talk to you about before the wedding starts. Are you two having another baby? Princess Cadance giggles. No, at least not to my knowledge. It's something a little more serious. Do you mind if we go up to your chamber to discuss this matter? Absolutely. Spike! Spike walks into the greeting area. Spike is wearing his tuxedo. Yeah, Twilight? Do you mind keeping an eye on Flurryheart while I go upstairs and have a discussion with my brother and Cadance? Sure, just please make it quick, though. I don't have what it takes to keep up with Flurryheart and her magic. Twilight, Shining Armor, and Princess Cadance begin walking up to Twilight's chamber. You'll do fine, Spike. Besides, the boys should be arriving soon, so you'll have plenty of help. They reach Twilight's chamber. Twilight, Shining Armor, and Princess Cadance all have a seat. This must be something pretty significant if you felt the need to talk in private like this. What I'm about to tell you cannot leave this room, okay, Twilight? All right. Lately, I've been going through some blackouts that I can't explain. The weird thing about them is that I still function, but I don't have any recollection of anything that happens during them. Every time he experiences one of these blackouts, those weird black crystals appear on his magic horn, and he becomes very angry and agitated. Are you talking about the black crystals he received a few years back when we were fighting King Sombra's spirit? Yes, and the worst part of all is that he seems to physically turn into Sombra and has his personality instead of his own. Twilight, it's absolutely frightening when Shining Armor goes through this. When did these blackouts start? Shortly after Flurry's crystallizing, but it hasn't gotten that bad until a month ago. None of this makes sense, Twilight. I thought the Crystal Heart was supposed to keep King Sombra and all evil spirits out of the Crystal Empire. It does. Shining Armor said that the blackouts started happening shortly after Flurryheart's crystallizing ceremony. If you both recall, Flurryheart accidentally destroyed the Crystal Heart just moments before her crystallizing ceremony. There's a strong possibility that was the moment that King Sombra's shadow spirit re-entered into the Crystal Empire. I agree with you on that assessment. However, we were able to restore the Crystal Heart. So how is it possible that Sombra's spirit didn't disappear again once the Crystal Heart was restored? Well, one thing has certainly become clear during this conversation. Shining Armor is not suffering from blackouts. Rather, he's become a victim of spiritual possession by the spirit of King Sombra. Is there anything you can do to rid me of this spirit? There is a spell I've used before to rid a couple of ponies from being possessed by dark spiritual entities. I'll do the spell right now, and this should work, and rid you of any dark spirits that may be possessing your body. Back downstairs, Shadow has arrived at Twilight's castle. Good morning, Spike. Oh, hey, Shadow. You're looking sharp in that suit. Thanks. Are you babysitting? Yeah, that's Princess Flurryheart, Twilight's niece. Shadow looks up and is amazed at how easily Flurryheart is flying around the greeting room. She's a pretty skilled flyer for a toddler. Oh, that's nothing. You should see how powerful her magic is. Once she learns how to control it, she'll be one of the most powerful ponies on the planet. Even Twilight has issues stopping Flurryheart's power. Flurryheart spots Shadow and is immediately drawn to him. Flurryheart is hovering near Shadow. Hi, Flurryheart. Flurryheart sticks out her tongue and gives Shadow raspberries. She likes you, Shadow. She wants you to play chase with her. Hey, Flurryheart, that's Shadow. Spike points to Shadow. Shadow! Flurry Heart.
Shadow, Shadow, Shadow.
Shadow smiles brightly.
Okay, I have to admit, she's really cute. You want me to chase you, huh?
Flurry Heart gives Shadow raspberries again. And giggles. Grrr.
Oh, that's a mighty growl for such a little thing. I'm gonna get you, Flurry Heart. Grrr.
Shadow takes flight and begins chasing Flurry Heart around Twilight's greeting room. Flurry Heart and Shadow's laughter echoed through the room. Shadow disappears. Flurry Heart looks back to see if Shadow is still chasing her. Shadow reappears in front of Flurry Heart.
Gotcha!
Shadow intercepts and catches Flurry Heart. Shadow is holding Flurry Heart as they come back down to the floor. Flurry Heart, feeling safe with Shadow, nuzzles him gently.
Wow, I wish Starlight were here to see this. Shadow, you're a natural with kids, and it's a good thing too, since you and Starlight are gonna have a baby soon.
Shadow smiling.
I guess I could get used to this. Flurry Heart is a lot of fun.
Yeah, but babies are still a lot of work. Trust me, I've helped Twilight plenty of times babysitting Flurry Heart. Twilight, Princess Cadance, and Prince Shining Armor make their way back downstairs. I think that spell did the trick. Please let me know if... Twilight distracted by Shadow snuggling Flurry Heart. Oh, Shadow. Twilight finds the moment between Shadow and Flurry Heart to be heartwarming.
Shadow, Shadow, Shadow.
Flurry Heart giggles. Shadow kisses Flurry Heart's cheek. Seeing Shadow interact with Flurry Heart makes Twilight fall even harder for him. Twilight whispers, Oh, Shadow. A tear drips onto the floor off Twilight's cheek. You're in love with him, aren't you? They continue walking downstairs. Yeah, and I have been for a while. Even before Flash and I started our relationship. You're not going to break Shadow and Starlight up, are you? No, of course not. What kind of princess of friendship would I be if I did that? But I will admit, it absolutely breaks my heart knowing Shadow and I will never happen. Especially when I know deep down he loves me too. Flurry Heart spots her mother and immediately flies to her. Shadow bows to Twilight, Prince Shining Armor, and Princess Cadance.
Your Majesties, Twilight, can I talk to you for a minute?
Sure, let's go to the den. Shadow and Twilight walk over to the den to talk in private.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to pull you away from every pony, but this has been the only chance I've had to come and talk to you alone about what happened in Canterlot a few weeks ago. Why did you tell Flash the truth, knowing it would end your relationship?
He's always known, even from the moment him and I started our relationship, that I was madly in love with you, Shadow. I can't figure out why I feel this way about you. It's every part of you that makes me feel the way I do. Flash, as a longtime friend, deserved to know the truth about how I felt about you, even if it meant heartache for the two of us. I can't live a lie or pretend that my heart was with him when in reality I can never get you out of my head. Shadow, there is no pony or anyone else that I love more than you. And the sad part about it is, I know deep down, even though you can't admit it, that you love me too, and that we'll never be able to be together. Twilight begins to cry. Shadow kisses Twilight's forehead and wipes the tears from her eyes.
You do understand why we can't happen, right? It's not that I don't love you or that I don't care about you, Twilight. It's just, I feel obligated to stay with Starlight because she saved my life on Mobius, and now we're starting a family together. I do love Starlight in the end, but like you, I'm not going to lie to myself and pretend that there isn't something between you and I, Twilight.
You're making this so much harder, Shadow. I wish I didn't feel this way about you. It would have saved me so much heartache. I understand why you can't be with me, and I made a promise to both you and Starlight that I would not interfere in your relationship in any way. So now, I think it's best if I just walk away now. I better get back out there. Guests are starting to arrive. Twilight walks away and leaves Shadow in the den. Rarity's Boutique, just after 3 p.m. 1 hour before Sondash's wedding. Cream is helping Rainbow Dash put on her wedding dress.
Cream, how's it going in there? I'm putting the finishing touches on it now, Rarity.
Outside Dash's dressing room. I can't wait to see Rainbow Dash in her dress.
I bet she'll look amazing.
Well, Rarity is the mayor who designed the dress, so I'm sure Dash is going to look stunningly gorgeous in it. Oh, you're too kind, darling. How does your dress fit, Starlight? Are you and the baby comfortable? Yes, thank you, Rarity. I have to say this is hooves down the most beautiful dress I've ever worn.
Yeah, Rarity, you've totally outdone yourself with all our dresses. Every pony looks elegant and beautiful in these dresses.
Thank you very much, Pinky. I'm really happy that all of you love your dresses.
All right, the bride is ready. Choo-choo!
Rarity uses her magic to bring over a box of tissue for Rainbow Blaze. I figured you and I would need these. We're ready. Photo finish is a runway photographer who is a close friend of Rarity and is ready to take pictures of Rainbow Dash in her wedding dress. Cream exits first, holding the door open for Rainbow Dash. Rainbow Blaze immediately begins to cry. Rarity, tearing up.
Oh my, Rainbow Dash. She's absolutely beautiful. Watch out, that's one hot muffin making her entrance.
Photo finish taking pictures of Rainbow Dash in her dress. Sweet apple fritters, Dash. Once again, you've made yourself a beautiful bride.
Thanks, every pony. Dad, what do you think?
I'm so proud of you, Dash. This is twice now you've made me cry since seeing you in a wedding dress. Sonic is going to pass out when you come walking down that aisle. Rainbow Dash hugs her father.
I promise, this will be the last wedding dress I'll ever wear.
Rarity uses her magic to wheel the mirror over to Rainbow Dash. You are amazingly beautiful, Rainbow Dash. Here, have a look, darling. Rainbow Dash gazes at herself in the mirror and smiles brightly. Rainbow Dash embraces Rarity.
Thank you so much, Rarity. I'm speechless. I look so beautiful. Thanks to all of you for being part of my special day. I truly have the best friends a mayor could ever ask for. I love all of you. And we all love you, Rainbow Dash. You are absolutely gorgeous, and you're going to take Sonic's breath away when he sees you walking down that aisle today.
Speaking of which, ladies, our chariot awaits. It's time, Rainbow Dash. Before leaving Rarity's boutique, the girls, Rainbow Dash, and Rainbow Blaze all pose for a pre-wedding picture. 30 minutes later, Twilight's castle. Sonic and his groomsmen sitting in the den. Manic takes a seat next to Sonic, who is breathing heavy. You all right, bro? Yeah. I can't believe how nervous I am. It feels like my heart's gonna pound through my chest. Just chill, Sonic. This is no different than any other day you've spent with her. Is there anything I can do to calm your nerves? You're here at my side, bro, and that's all that matters. Tails staring out the window stands in excitement. Here she comes, Sonic! Her chariot just made the turn and is coming down the road. Chris comes over and begins rubbing Sonic's shoulders. That feels nice. Don't be so tense. I'm really happy for you, Sonic. Ever since I arrived here, I've seen how much you two truly love one another. To be honest, I've never seen you truly in love before until now, and this is the happiest and most at peace you've ever been too. In just a few moments, Rainbow Dash is going to enter this castle, and she's going to profess her love and devote the rest of her life to you. Rainbow Dash loves you with all of her heart, so there's really no need to be nervous. Sonic hugs Chris. Thanks, bud. Shadow walks over to Chris. I believe I owe you an apology, Chris. I'm sorry for the beating I inflicted upon you on the Space Colony Ark. You were only trying to reason with me, and you didn't deserve that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry too, Shadow. I'm sorry I pushed you so hard, and I never meant to hurt you when I was talking about Maria. From the stories you told me about her, I just assumed she'd want you to help people instead of being filled with hate and anger.
For what it's worth, Chris, you were right to challenge me the way you did. Even during the beating I was giving you, you never gave up trying to talk sense into me, and eventually your persistence got through to me. Over the past few years, I've learned it's not worth the time to continue to carry around grudges over something I can't change. I'm trying to change. I'm trying to be the hedgehog I was created to be, and more importantly, I'm trying to be the loving, kind, and helpful hedgehog Maria believed I could be.
Chris extends his hand to Shadow. Shadow accepts the handshake. I believe you're already that hedgehog, Shadow. I told you during the beating you were giving me that not everyone is filled with hate like Maria's murderer, and that most people on Earth are good people who only want to enjoy life. I'm glad you've decided to start living that way. You should stop by the Cloudiminium sometime. Sonic gave me something that belongs to you. You lost them during the battle of the Space Colony Ark, and I told myself if I ever saw you again, I'd return them to you. Twilight enters the den. Sonic, it's time.
It's go time, boys.
The rest of you boys go ahead and take your places and get ready for the procession. It's officially wedding time, boys. Are you ready, Sonic? Sonic gives Twilight a nod. Twilight leads Sonic into the ballroom. They take their places at the altar. You look a bit nervous. I've never been so nervous in my life until now. That's because you've never been marrying the girl you love until now. I'm sure Rainbow Dash is just as jittery and nervous as you are. I promise, once you see Rainbow Dash, the nerves will be gone. Meanwhile, outside the castle, Rainbow Dash and her bridesmaids were exiting the chariot. Rainbow Dash and her father ascend the steps into Twilight's castle first. The guards open the doors. Rainbow Dash, Rainbow Blaze, and the bridesmaids all enter Twilight's castle. Manic rushes over to Rainbow Dash and gives her a hug.
Sonic is waiting inside. He's really nervous.
Aw, my poor Hedgie. To be honest, I'm completely terrified right now, but in a good way.
You have nothing to be terrified for. You're one hot bride, Rainbow Dash.
Rainbow Dash giggles and playfully shoves her soon-to-be brother-in-law, Manic.
Thanks, Manic. And hey, you look pretty handsome in a tuxedo, bro.
Scootaloo rushes over and embraces Rainbow Dash. You're so beautiful, Rainbow Dash. It's an honor to be your flower girl.
No filly in Equestria deserves to be my flower girl more than you, Scoots. You know I love you like you were a real sister. You look very pretty today in that dress.
Thanks. I better get back in my spot. We're about to start. Just then, the doors open to the ballroom. Ra-Ra begins playing the piano for the wedding procession. Sonic stands up straight and takes a deep breath. Here we go. Scootaloo enters the ballroom, walking elegantly down the aisle as she throws rose petals down onto the floor as she walks down the red carpeted floor. Once Scootaloo finishes, she takes her seat in the front row. Manic is the best man. Fluttershy is the mayor of honor. Once Manic takes his place next to Sonic, they hug. Manic whispers to Sonic, "You are one lucky guy. Rainbow Dash is one hot bride, bro." Sonic smiles. Tails and Pinkie Pie enter the ballroom next. Fluttershy, not seeing Tails in his tuxedo yet, begins to tear up as he walks down with Pinkie Pie. Tails and Pinkie Pie take their places. Knuckles and Applejack are next to enter. Knuckles kisses Applejack's hoof before they take their places. Silver and Rarity enter the ballroom. Silver kisses Rarity on the forehead before taking their places. Shadow and Starlight follow. Twilight has to turn away a bit as Shadow kisses Starlight's cheek. Meanwhile, outside the ballroom.
I'm so nervous, Dad. I don't know if I can do this.
Yes, you can, Dash. Just breathe, baby girl.
I'm so scared. What if Sonic hurts me like Soren did?
Remember the promise I made to you when I said I would never give another boy permission to marry you. I couldn't stand to see the pain Soren put you through, and knowing I gave him permission to marry you scared me to ever want to do it again. In that room is a hedgehog who loves you with everything he's got. He made you believe in love again, and he made me believe in it again for you. I broke my promise and gave Sonic my blessing because I know deep down he'll fight for you. He'll take care of you, and I'm certain he's going to love you for the rest of your lives together. He's genuine and has a very warm heart, and I'm happy that I broke that promise I made to you because Sonic will give everything he has to make you happy. I've seen the smile that boy has put on your face, and it's the brightest your smile has ever been. Sonic deserves you, Dash, and you deserve him. Your happily ever after awaits. Rainbow Dash hugs her father.
Thank you, Daddy.
Chris, Cream, and Cheese are the last to enter the ballroom. Chris spots Amy in the crowd of guests attending the wedding. Amy smiles and waves hello subtly to him. Chris grins at Amy and gives her a wink as he walks down with Cream and Cheese. Chris, Cream, and Cheese take their places. Back outside the ballroom.
Are you ready?
Yes, I am so ready to marry my Hedgie. Thanks for seeing Sonic the same way I do. He's my hero, and I am so blessed to have him as my husband soon.
Ra-Ra switches over to the organ. Everyone in attendance is standing to honor Rainbow Dash. Sonic steps forward into the center of the altar. Sonic's jaw has dropped slightly and his eyes are staring in awe of Rainbow Dash. Sonic, thinking to himself, I've never seen anything this beautiful before. Rainbow Dash, you never stop amazing me. Rainbow Dash bites her lip and smiles at Sonic. Rainbow Dash lip syncs the words I love you to Sonic. Sonic returns it with his own silent I love you back to Rainbow Dash. As they make it to the front of the altar, Sonic shakes Rainbow Blaze's hoof. Thank you, Dad. I give my word I will love and take care of Rainbow Dash for the rest of my life. I will never hurt her, I promise. Rainbow Blaze hugs Sonic. I know Dash is in good hands with you, Sonic. I wish you two the best, and I love you both. Rainbow Blaze kisses his daughter. Sonic gently takes Rainbow Dash's hoof into his hand. Rainbow Blaze finds his seat. Rainbow Dash begins to nuzzle with Sonic underneath his chin. Rainbow Dash whispers,
I love you, Sonic.
Sonic, nuzzling Rainbow Dash, whispers back, I love you too, Dash. Wow, you're so incredibly beautiful. Sonic and Rainbow Dash are all smiles as the wedding begins. Good afternoon, everyone and every pony. We're gathered here today to celebrate the friendship commitment of marriage between Sonic the Hedgehog and Rainbow Dash. Before we begin the wedding ceremony, is there anyone or any pony that feels these two should not be married here today? Speak now or forever hold your peace. Very well then, we shall proceed. Whenever you're ready, Sonic. When I first arrived here in Equestria, finding love was the furthest thing from my mind. However, it didn't take long for that to change. From the moment I met you at Ponyville Beach, I knew instantly there was something special about you. I never thought challenging you to catch me would lead us to where we are today. To most, this would be just a silly game of chase, but no one has ever matched speed with me, let alone catch me before. And boy, did you ever catch me, Dash. In that moment, I saw every quality I love about you, and I couldn't help but want to spend more time with you. I remember how hard I tried not to fall in love with you, but the truth is, I had fallen in love with you long before I ever admitted it to either one of us. It was everything, Dash. It's the way your magenta eyes sparkle when you smile, how cute you look when you laugh, how you show compassion to others. Most of all, it's the way you love me. Dash, I promise on my life that I will love you, be honest and loyal to you, and no matter how horrible the circumstances are, I will never abandon you, and I will always be there at your side. Because of you, Rainbow Dash, I know what love truly feels like, and since I'm a hedgehog who loves adventures, this is one adventure I'm glad you're with me on, and I can't wait to see what our adventures bring, good or bad. I love you with all my heart, Rainbow Dash. Sonic wipes a tear from Rainbow Dash's cheek.
Sonic, when I met you, I was completely heartbroken and shattered by a broken marriage. I told myself never again will I ever give my heart to any pony. The hardest part was not knowing why I was betrayed the way I was. I figured it was because of who I was. So I hid myself away for 4 months. During that time, I didn't smile or laugh, go on an adventure, hang out with my friends. In fact, I didn't do any of the things that made me me. Then I met you at that beach, and you challenged me to catch you because you heard I was the fastest thing on the planet, and it intrigued you. Sonic, I still don't think you realize how significant of a moment that truly was for me. For the first time in months, you made me feel exhilaration, joy. You brought back my competitive spirit and my zest for just living life again. In that first moment, you brought me back, and I loved the way you made me feel. I couldn't help but wanting you around. The more we hung out, the more I got to see what a wonderful guy you really are. No one in my life has ever treated me with the kindness, love, and affection you have shown me. You made me feel special every day. The truth is, Hedgie, you're my hero. You made me believe in love again when I didn't even want to experience it again. I love you with every fiber in my soul, Sonic, and I am so proud that by the end of this, you're going to be my husband, and I your wife.
Sniffling can be heard echoing through the ballroom. Even Amy is wiping her eyes. And now it's time to perform the formal vows. Ring bearer, please bring forth the rings, please. Spike walks up to Rainbow Dash and Sonic holding the pillow with the wedding rings on it. Thanks, Spike. Rainbow Dash, Sonic, please take the ring with your cutie mark on it. These rings will be magically attached to your body. Once once on, they will never be able to come off unless the event of death or annulment of your marriage. Do you both understand? Rainbow Dash and Sonic both nod and say yes. Spike returns to his seat next to Scootaloo. Sonic, do you take Rainbow Dash to be your wife? Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish her, for richer, for poorer, and in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, until death do you part? I do. Rainbow Dash puts the ring with her cutie mark on Sonic's finger. The ring glows brightly as Twilight uses her magic to seal the ring onto his finger. Rainbow Dash is smiling brightly. Rainbow Dash, do you take Sonic the Hedgehog to be your husband? Do you promise to love, honor, and cherish him, for richer, for poorer, and in sickness and in health, forsaking all others, until death do you part?
I do.
Sonic places the ring with his cutie mark at the base of Rainbow Dash's left ear. Once again, Twilight's magic seals the ring to Rainbow Dash's ear. Twilight gives a small giggle, then smiles. Then, by the power vested in me, by order of Princess Celestia and the province of Equestria, I now pronounce you husband and wife. Sonic, you may kiss your bride. Ah, finally! After the wedding concluded, there was a lengthy reception full of dancing and fun. Sonic was so caught up in Rainbow Dash that he forgot to interrogate Prince Shining Armor about having a Chaos Emerald. Amy and Chris also had a wonderful night during the reception. The two friends shared conversation and some cozy slow dances together. Amy and Chris during the reception mutually agreed to remain friends and focus on their future as roommates. All the couples had a wonderful night. However, not all was well in Ponyville. A tragedy that no pony saw coming was about to occur. During Sonic and Rainbow Dash's wedding, Chrysalis had broken into Starlight Glimmer's house and has been waiting to exact revenge upon Starlight and Shadow. Chrysalis was able to beat the security system by morphing into Starlight and using her hoofprint to shut the security system down and unlocking the front door, thus gaining access into the home. Shadow, being in a celebratory mood, was a bit intoxicated from all the wine and champagne he drank during the reception, a mistake that was about to cost Shadow dearly. Starlight Glimmer's house. Starlight and Shadow enter. Ugh, my hooves are on fire from all that dancing. I guess that's what I get for not taking it easy being pregnant and all.
Oh, come on now. You know you had fun.
I had a wonderful time, and you've had too much to drink. I'm going up to start a bath to soak my hooves. Care to join me?
Absolutely. Let me get this suit off and grab a bottle of champagne and I'll be right up.
I'll take a glass of water, please. I love you, Shadow. Starlight gives Shadow a slow, tender kiss.
I love you too, Starlight.
Starlight heads upstairs to start a bath. Starlight enters the bathroom and starts the bath water. As the bathtub is filling, Starlight begins taking off her dress. Starlight begins shaking violently in fear and drops the dress to the floor, realizing this was one of the images from her nightmares.
Shadow! This dress! My nightmares!
Just beginning, Starlight Glimmer!
Chrysalis uses her magic to levitate Starlight off the ground. Starlight screams for her life.
Shadow, help me!
Chrysalis uses her magic and throws Starlight headfirst towards the wall attached to the bathtub. Starlight's head hits the wall dead on, and the force knocks her unconscious. Starlight falls into the bathtub as the water continues to run. Shadow, hearing the commotion, stumbles up the stairs. Chrysalis quickly hides in the closet that's attached to the bathroom, leaving the door open so she can see Shadow enter. Shadow enters the bathroom.
Starlight!
As Shadow stumbles towards the bathtub, Chrysalis charges out of the closet. Chrysalis stabs Shadow with her horn in the abdomen. Chrysalis lifts Shadow off the ground with Shadow still being stabbed by Chrysalis's horn. Shadow slowly begins to slide down Chrysalis's horn. The horn goes all the way through Shadow's body and comes out near his spine. Chrysalis staring Shadow in the eyes. You should have killed me when you had your chance, Hedgehog. Oh well, karma is a bitch, and so am I. Chrysalis sets Shadow's feet back down on the floor. Chrysalis slowly pulls her horn out from Shadow's abdomen. Shadow falls to the floor as blood pours out from his wound, covering the floor in red. Chrysalis turns off the water to the bathtub and uses her magic to lift unconscious Starlight out of the tub, saving her from drowning. Chrysalis uses her magic to seal Starlight into a cocoon. Have fun dying, Shadow. I couldn't let Starlight drown. That would be too easy on her. I'm going to enjoy torturing her for weeks, listening to her beg me to end her life. She took everything from me, and I'm going to keep her alive just long enough to watch all her friends die at my hooves, as Equestria falls to me. Just think, Shadow, all of this could have been avoided had you gotten the job done. You get to spend the last few moments of your life thinking about it. Chrysalis leaves Shadow for dead and abducts pregnant Starlight. Don't pay attention to that last part. Season 2's already out.